Mate, this has been a fucking great conversation. I've really enjoyed
Honestly.
it, bro, and I really appreciate you putting your trust in me to help prepare you for this fight.
And let's just talk about you before we go. Come on now. Let's just talk about your professionalism. Let's talk about your passion. Let's talk about your approach to the game. And for me, it's kind of like, I see you as somebody who's really passionate about changing the game for the better. I want to say changing the game because it's such a new sport. Changing the game from the aspect that you cover from your angle, which is you don't really get involved with skill work, and you leave that you're aware of it, what's going on, but you leave that to the specific coaches in that area. What you focus on is your area, and you focus on the energy systems, you focus on the balance, the stability, the power, the endurance of all of that you focus on. You cover it really well. You've been monotonous with it. You're on it. It's what you live for, and I feel like people like you in the sport are needed in MMA to kind of make fighters aware, because we've got other gyms over here. Let's not say no names, but there's other gyms where I know fighters are being pushed to the point of breaking point. They're not being educated on rest and recovery and nutrition and eating right. And I know a lot of them, and a lot of them are ill right now, today, ill. Yeah. Some of them are broken. Even some in our gym. That some are broken. A lot of guys that we've seen on certain regimes are broken because they're just pushing too hard. And your knowledge and the way you apply it and explain it is amazing for fighters, especially young fighters coming up as well, and all experienced fighters, because strength and conditioning aspects and nutrition aspects has been probably the last missing part of the game that's been coming over, because everyone's just knew for years, you train hard, you train like this, you're tired, alright, sweet, but it's not. It's about your heart rate variability, it's about your nutrition intake, it's about your hydration, it's about your recovery, it's about everything else fits in, and you bring that aspect to the game, and I appreciate you bringing it over. So
thank you, bro.
Thank you.
That's amazing, man. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's something that I again have noticed over the last few years, and this is why I coach the way that I coach, right? Because I see that there is, there's one percenters that people aren't doing, man, that are going to make all the difference, right? So I want to make sure that I'm a very educational coach, so I want to make sure that the people that I'm training, like, they buy into the system. Sometimes it takes years, man. Like, the last time I went over to Russia to train Jan, man, like, we did, I think that was our 6th fight camp together. We'd done 5 fight camps here at Tiger prior to that, and I was educating him on heart rate variability. I was taking his blood pressure before training sessions, etc., etc. And it was years and years and years before he actually bought into the process. And the reason that he bought into the process, because I took his heart rate variability. He was training for, he was in fight camp for the Jose Aldo fight, for the vacant bantamweight title. And we'd been training through the quarantine period. He was coming around to my place. I was putting him through some strength and conditioning work a couple times a week. And I could see his heart rate variability was dropping. Gym opened up again. We trained about 4 or 5 weeks, like, really hard. He was working with his other coaches as well. And I could see his heart rate variability was dropping, man. And I said to him, I was like, bro, next week, light week, 1 training session per day, go light. And he went and ran Big Buddha that weekend, trained hard Monday, Tuesday, and then was just like bedridden for a couple of days, man. And afterwards he comes back in and he goes, Coach, I trust you, you're professional, I listen now. And since then, man, he's been taking his recovery a lot more seriously. I see him. He's not in the gym every day. Yeah. And the days that I see him, he works. 100%. When he works, but that's the thing. Like, he's resting and recovering enough to allow him to push the pace. Put that hard work in. Exactly.